Good evening, everybody. It's just after 7 on a Monday night, and it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the internet on ws.hcr923fm.com/listen and on TuneIn. You can contact the show radio@widnesworld.co.uk and via Facebook and Twitter.com/ttgw radio. You can contact us by telephone 01928 835 291 and by text 07716 672 874. Start your messages with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're ready. It's time to go wild. A very good evening, everyone, and a good evening, Doug.
Good evening, how are you?
Oh, well, catching my breath after the weekend.
There was a lot going on, wasn't there?
Very, very much so, and I think, to be honest, we may as well hit the magic button and get on with it, because we've got a lot to get through. Here we go. Okay, let's begin the show with our usual roundup of the results, starting with Winter Paralympics for 2018 over in Pyeongchang for para ice hockey. Starting off on the 10th of March in Group A, Norway 2, Italy 3, Canada 17, Sweden 0. In Group B, South Korea 4, Japan 1. On the 11th of March in Group A, Canada 10, Italy 0. And in Group B, the United States of America 10, Japan 0, South Korea 3, Czech Republic 2. For the 12th of March, as in today, fresh off the presses for Group A, Canada 8, Norway 0, Italy 2, Sweden 0, and in Group B, the United States 10, Czech Republic 0. Moving back to domestic games in the Elite Ice Hockey League from the 6th of February. Fife Flyers 6, Edinburgh Capitals 1, Nottingham Panthers 3, Dundee Stars 4. The 7th of February, Braehead Clan 7, Edinburgh Capitals 2, Nottingham Panthers 5, Milton Keynes Lightning 1. On the 9th of February, Fife Flyers 1, Dundee Stars 4. On the 10th of February, Dundee Stars 2, Coventry Blaze 4, Nottingham Panthers 2, Sheffield Steelers 3. Manchester Storm 3, Fife Flyers 2, Belfast Giants 3, Braehead Clan 5, Cardiff Devils 8, Edinburgh Capitals 0, Milton Keynes Lightning 6, Guildford Flames 5. And the 11th of February, Belfast Giants 6, Nottingham Panthers 4, Dundee Stars 9, Milton Keynes Lightning 4, Sheffield Steelers 5, Cardiff Devils 2, Coventry Blaze 3, Guildford Flames 2, Edinburgh Capitals 5, Fife Flyers 8, Braehead Clans 2, Manchester Storm 3 after overtime. Moving to the EIHA Women's Premier League for the 10th of March. Bracknell Firebees 22, yes, that's 22, Nottingham Vipers 0. Into the NIHL Division 1 North Morley for the 10th of March. Dragons D1 5, Whitley Warriors 9, Blackburn Hawks D1 6, Billingham Stars 4, Solway Sharks 2, Telford Tigers D1 3, Sheffield Steel Dogs 1, Hull Pirates 0. And the 11th of March, Telford Tigers D1 11, Nottingham Lions 2, Solihull Barons 5, Blackburn Hawks D1 3, Billingham Stars 7, Whitley Warriors 4. And in the title decider, and a sellout game in Hull, Hull Pirates 4, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6, and that awards the Sheffield Steel Dogs the NIHL Division 1 North Morley title for the 2017-18 season. Congratulations to them. But in the meantime, the league that matters to Widnes, the NIHL Division 2 North Layla. For the 10th of March, Bradford Bulldogs 5, Sheffield Senators 4, Hull Jets 3, Altrincham Aces 2 after overtime. Telford Tigers 7, Sutton Sting 6 after a shootout. Coventry Blaze NIHL 2, Blackburn Hawks D2 1. For the 11th of March, Dragons D2 0, Coventry Blaze NIHL 15, Sutton Sting 7, Altrincham Aces 5. That actually has awarded the Sutton Sting the NIHL Division 2 North Laidler title for the 2017-18 season, so congratulations to them. But the game that mattered to us here, Widnes Wild 5 and the Hull Jets 1. And that's a roundup of your results for the last week. Catch more next week here on Time to Go Wild Radio. This is Time to Go Wild Radio. We're catching up with Joel Newlove after a very interesting game between the Wild and the Jets. A bit of a feisty one at the end, but a lively game all in all.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting game. As you say, it was quite hard fought at the end as it was in the first period, but we kind of just fell apart in the second, I think.
I think the first period was very, very much nip and tuck. To be honest, I thought there were times when the Jets were all over the Wild.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have to say, both goalies did awesome in this game. I really think that made all the difference. As I say, I think in the second period we left ours Dino alone a bit, which was why you managed to get so far ahead.
I think from your recent run of results, it's disappointing, but I mean, your season all in all, I think you've actually, the entirety of the Jets team have come on leaps and bounds, and you've really shot up the table.
Oh, absolutely. I really was not expecting to be, what are we, second in the table right now?
Well, I mean, having kept an eye on the Jets for a number of years, even going back to when I lived in Hull, I mean, it's really nice seeing the Jets, shooting back up the table and performing well, and you've got a really good core of a team.
Yeah, we had a bit of a shake-up last year, and it's changed absolutely everything. I mean, there was a bunch of players who we'd had for absolutely years. I played with them for 2 years myself when I was just playing up. This is the first year I'm a Jet myself rather than just 20 playing up.
But in the end, you qualify for the playoffs by the looks of things, and it's all looking good. So it's going to be a very fun-packed, interesting end-of-season run-out for everybody now. And we've got, of course, the game, still one more game between Wild and Jets to play.
Our rink's just been a nightmare recently.
Well, there have been a lot of changes with the fixtures and cup games for the D1 team as the Pirates, so you've had to make the best of things.
Yeah, when we were supposed to play the game originally, we got the ice taken off us, which was a bit awful of the...
So, but it's going to be a nice run out, and could be an interesting matchup because the chances of Hull and Widnes playing in the playoffs is quite likely, I think.
Yeah, it's looking that way right now, I think, but there's still a couple of games left, so we'll just have to see how it turns out.
Well, thanks for joining us, and have a safe trip home.
Hi, it's Doug Brown from Time to Go Wild Radio, and I'm talking to Dan Bracegirdle.
Evening, how are we doing, Doug?
Not too bad. So you used to play for the Wild before, didn't you?
Did you? First season when they started, and second season after that. Got cut short through illness when we went to the playoff with Whitley.
All right.
And it was about 2 or 3 games before that I fell in, so I couldn't play the rest of the season, and then obviously missed those 2 games. But travel with the team to watch them and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So have you found it since you come back?
It's good. I feel like I'm learning every session, to be honest. We come on. And there's always something new to pick up. So I think the commitment's big. The first couple of seasons, the commitment was there, it ran well, but it was new. Whereas now I feel like we're a bit established. Players want to come and play for us, and we're achieving stuff, aren't we? The boys achieved stuff last year, which obviously drew a couple of players in, and same again. It looks like hopefully we're going to push on and achieve something this year.
So did that influence you and wanted to come back?
I think because I'd had a bit of time out. I'd never wanted to be out. Again, an injury took me on that one with my knee. So I had a bit of time out for that. Stepped on the ice, asked Ollie if I could come down, stepped on the ice for a training session, and it felt good to be back out there again. But at the same time, I knew I was going to have to try. I knew the standard had gone up a bit as well.
Yeah.
Tempo had gone up a bit. I knew that it wasn't going to be an easy ride for any of the season. So
do you think the standard has gone up across the whole league?
Yeah, definitely. But especially with the folding of the EPL.
Yeah.
When that folded, players started to come down into the league above us, and then players from that league came down into our league. I think, the standard of the league has definitely improved. But it's only a good thing, isn't it? The challenge is tougher.
Well, I mean, it's up till a month ago, there were 6 teams vying for 4 slots.
Yeah, exactly. And it's still not wrapped up yet, is it? No. Look how close we are to the end of the season. In past seasons, it'd be wrapped up by now.
Yeah.
I know tonight, I think the league's been wrapped up, has it? Sutton have taken the league, I think, tonight.
Sutton won.
Yeah, and we beat Hull, so I think that means they've taken the league. But you've still got second spots up for grabs. We can still take second, third and fourth. Anybody can have that. So I think you just have to look at that.
Senators aren't going to be in the playoffs.
To be honest, as much as I might jinx us here, I'm glad about that. They seem to be a tough team for us to play, the Senators. We seem to have struggled in games against them. You look at the top 3 teams, well, top 4 teams, 5 teams in the league, and we perform well. And I'd say we're winning them series, aren't we?
Well, we have. We've beaten Hull, I think. We've beaten Sutton.
Yeah.
Beaten all
Telford. So you look at that, we've won the series against them, and Sheffield we've struggled against. They're a big team, they're a physical team, but they can turn it on at times as well, can't they? So I think, personally, I am secretly happy that they're not. Well, if they can't get there, then I'm a little bit happy they're not in the playoffs. So.
It's quite interesting because I think two of the teams who were at the playoffs last year won't be at the playoffs this year. Potentially, Altrincham and Senators. And of course, the
Eagles have folded. So
the only team
we're the only ones
from last year at the playoffs for us, which could be quite interesting, especially
it'd be very interesting when we lift that cup again, though. That'll be the interesting part, won't it?
No, we won't know that. So, do you score many goals for the game, man?
Definitely not, though. I think we've had one this year, one at Coventry. To be honest, it's never been, other than when I was really young and playing roller and a bit of ice as well, it's never been a massively strong part of my game. I like to try and focus on my end of the ice rather than the other end of the ice. If I chip in with some every now and again, it's nice. But I'm glad I got off the mark this season. There was about a 5-6 game period where I was the only guy out there that hadn't scored. So it was nice.
It doesn't help when we mention everyone who was on the ice who scored and then certain people hadn't, which was a bit unfortunate.
Well, that's
even with assists and
that's it. Yeah, you've got. I think I've chipped in with about 5 or 6 assists. I think I might be embellishing a bit there. It might be a bit less than that, but I'm not sure. But it was nice. Like I say, it's nice to get off the mark at Coventry. Got to give a big shout out to Biff for that. He could have claimed that one, and he didn't. So I'll take that.
He's a fair man. So have you played with? Who have you played with on the team before?
I've played with Dippy all my life, pretty much. When we started roller hockey young, I had a few seasons before going to Bolton, and Dippy was at Bolton. That was the first place I met him, and then I've played with him pretty much all my life from that. He's not shown up for quite a few games now, but Bobby I started hockey with, and I've come all the way through with Bob. Bullock, I've played with Danny Bullock before. And then there was a few here when I played at Widnes the first 2 years. Pav signed up, TJ signed up, Kenny, pretty much everyone except the Sheffield boys, which I feel like it's good to be playing alongside them, especially, like I say, I feel like I come on every training session and learn, and that's because of the standard of players I'm playing with. So I think the best players we play against week in, week out are on a training session. So that's where you're going to learn.
I've watched a few training sessions and they're quite informative. And from a fan's point of view, it's worth coming along and watching what you do, because I presume each game is tempered to who you're going to play against.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal anything.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not asking that.
We do. We talk about the team we're coming up against and the way they play. So then we'll try and work on the stuff we need to work on to combat what they're doing in training.
Well, you did really well against Hull, because I went to Hull last week, not to Altrincham last week, and watched Altrincham throw away a 5-1 lead. Because basically power play is Hull's strong point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we tonight, I think we did really well with 6 minutes of one man down.
Well, you see their 1 goal was on the power play, weren't it, tonight?
Yeah.
They scored on the power play. And it is, if you give them chances all night long, they're gonna kill you on the power play. They've got a good set of, well, they've got 3 good players that can put points up on the board, haven't they? And if you give them a chance and you're 1 man short, they're gonna take it at some point. So you've got to keep your penalties in. I think we did well tonight until the third period. A couple of us lost our heads and we got a few penalties, but we're quite disciplined tonight.
Yeah, well, I think that's the. I was actually very pleased with Ollie tonight.
Well, in terms of his discipline, keeping it, he kept his head well tonight.
Sometimes he lets his spirit run away with him a bit, but tonight he was like,
especially in games like that,
we're willing him not to actually rise.
Yeah, I think it's tough, especially when you play the likes of Telford and you play Hull and the big games at this time of the year. We're all pushing for something, so it's hard work sometimes. The game will take over and you do lose your head now and again, but all the lads get the call tonight. Like I say, in the third we took 1 or 2, but nothing that cost us in the end.
No. Well, so you're enjoying playing again?
Yeah, definitely. It's great to be back. Like I say, first start of the year, I found the pace hard to keep up with, but as we've gone through, I feel like I say, I'm learning. I feel like I'm improving. So if you're learning, you're improving. You're getting challenged week in, week out. It's nice to be doing that.
I think all of our players have got better. From watching from a couple of years ago to now, the quality's gone up. Since we've had a vast influx of players, that's helped.
Yeah. We've arguably got the best squad in the league, haven't we? I mean, if you line match against every team in the league, we should be coming out on top every time. And I think we are disappointed that we've it's our own doing that we haven't pushed for the league and we haven't taken the league. It's against teams where maybe we should have taken points and we dropped them. I said it disappoints us more because we know that we've got a squad that could have done it.
And obviously the playoffs been in Widnes.
It's going to be nice to be on this ice, and I think it's a different type of game on our ice. We play on our ice, and it's compact, it's quick. There's not a lot of space out there. You go to the likes of Sheffield, where obviously they were last year. I didn't play, but they were in Sheffield, weren't they? It's big ice. There's a lot of space. It's not as quick, but it's very tiring.
Our rink is quite exciting. There's different things. You watch different teams play off the boards. More.
I think we're accustomed to playing in our rink now, aren't we? Obviously, we do it more than any other team, so we are used to playing in it. But I personally enjoy it. I don't have to do. It's not as big. I don't have to do as much skating. So.
Well, the other thing is you've got a massive crowd.
Yeah, the atmosphere is great every week in, week out. The fans turn up.
We've got a couple of 300 people.
Yeah, that's it. And I think playoffs. Game day at playoffs is going to be packed out, and it's going to be the stands are going to be full, the mezzanine's going to be full, stood around the side. It'll be a great atmosphere. So, all
right, thanks very much, Dan.
No problem. Thank you very much.
That was really hard, wasn't it?
Cheers. Yeah, it wasn't hard at all, was it?
No.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, there we go. Some interesting comments, and from both of the players, from Joel and from Danny Bracegirdle. And what a game! I mean, that game last night. I mean, some of the I think some of the whole people I was speaking to after the game, I don't think they gave their team justice. I think they had a fantastic game. There were periods where they were absolutely all over the Wild.
They were, but I think we just I'll say one word: discipline. We were very well disciplined. We kept our heads. We weren't dragged into giving them stupid penalties. We actually killed their power play. I mean, which is amazing because they have got an awesome power play.
Oh, their power play is lethal. You could see the movement on and off the puck, the passing, the positioning. Their power play goal was beautifully taken, beautifully positioned, and it was up there with some of the top sides I've ever seen play in this country, where the positioning and everything was on the money, and they pressed. But even that second period, the guys from Hull, I mean, Joel in his interview said, that things didn't go quite to plan, and we took we took another 3 goals off them for the 5-1 lead. But there were points throughout the game. There were at least 2 5-on-3 opportunities, and it was just one of those days where the Wild managed to kill the penalties off.
Yeah. And I mean, there was one goal that we had where I think it's Nick and Stuart.
The third goal.
That was awesome. It was just going down, flicked it across, in.
Ollie's short-handed goal, I've watched back in slow motion, and the highlights will be going up a little later on tonight, everybody. And it is literally like a bullet from a gun. Mm-hmm. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to do a quick shout out for the Widnes Wild's YouTube page, because we need everyone out there who's actually a subscriber to YouTube to do us a little favour, because we are trying our best to get the custom domain name for the YouTube page for the Widnes Wild. Now, as most of you will be aware, that the highlights go up on my own page, which is youtube.com/Fobeninc, but we also cross-link through to the Widnes Wild Club's YouTube page for the podcasts for this show. But we need at least 100 subscribers. So I know people listen without subscribing, but we need to get those subscriber numbers up so we can have our own custom domain, which makes it easier for you to find it. Yep. So there you go. And of course, don't forget, if you want to listen again to any of the interviews or scores or any of the articles that we're covering on the shows, they're all on YouTube as part of our little podcasts.
They are, yes. And we're getting a wider listener base as well.
We are. So
I was talking to the girlfriend of one of the referee.
Oh, yeah.
And she says, so you do a radio show? I says, yeah, we've got a few clubs listening to us now, because I know Hull do, I know Bradford do. And I'm sure Deeside probably listen as well. So,
yep. And of course, we will be here past through the playoffs. So we'll be discussing playoffs once that happens as well.
Yeah, we will.
But I think we're going to take a little short break, a little bit of music, and to be honest, after the way things went this weekend with some of the results, well, you'll understand why a few people are probably feeling quite dizzy. So it's that usual reminder of the What's On, guys. Don't forget to check out widneswild.co.uk, facebook.com/widneswild, and of course all the usual culprits for our social media pages, facebook.com/ttgwradio and twitter.com/ttgwradio to contact the show and the club for all the stuff that's going on around and about. Don't forget, still got a chance to possibly pick up an own and loan shirt. Check out the Wild's website for all of the details. And we have a quick shout out because of the coach departing this weekend for the game in Hull. It will be leaving at 12:30, all being well, from the rink. If you want to go on the coach to the game in Hull on Sunday, check out the Widnes Wild social media outlets and the Supporters Club social media outlets for all details.
Okay, up and coming games this week. Saturday the 17th of March sees Widnes Wild visiting the Altrincham Aces, face off at 7 o'clock. Please go, because it's going to be a fantastic event, that one. On Sunday we have the Widnes Wild women, who are at home, their final home game of the season, against the Bracknell Firebees. That faces off at 5:30. As we've already mentioned, on Sunday as well, the Widnes Wild visit the Hull Jets and that faces off at 5:15. Hopefully we'll get another win. Could be interesting. On Sunday the 25th of March, Widnes Wild entertain the Sheffield Senators, which is probably going to be our last league game, we think, and that faces off at 5:30.
Yeah, we are currently waiting for details of what is happening formally with the road game in Deeside against the Dragons D2, so keep an eye out on the usual network outlets for details of that one.
Mm-hmm. Right, and now we have the event that everyone's been waiting for, the EIHA NIHL North 2 Laidler Playoffs, which are going to be held at Planet Ice Widnes on the weekend of the 14th and 15th of April this year. This will feature the top 4 sides from the league, with 2 semi-finals on the Saturday, face-offs at 4:30 and 7:30, and a final on the Sunday with a face-off at 5:30. There's a weekend pass available, which is £15 for adults and £8 for concessions. At present, there are no day tickets on sale due to rink capacity. Fans will be taking a gamble if they wait and see if tickets become available. Tickets are available from Planet Ice Widnes, whether in person or over the phone or online. More details at the W's, widneswild.co.uk. And another thing for your social calendar is the Widnes Wild End of Season Awards Night. Now this year it takes place on Saturday 21st of April, and it's going to take place at the Rainhill Ex-Servicemen's Club, which is on the Warrington Road in Rainhill. Doors open at 7 o'clock with a bar and disco until midnight. Tickets are £12 a person or £10 a person for season ticket holders, £5 for children. Tickets are available from Planet Ice Widnes reception from Sunday the 18th of February and from the merchandise table on match night. You going to be going to that one?
All being well this year. I was away on holiday last time, so I missed last year's. But yes, should be there this year. And just as an extra shout out for playoffs, from a message I think that was sent out from the club on Twitter, that there is under 100 tickets available for the playoffs as things currently stand. So, but yeah,
I think that will probably go down quite quickly now that people know who's going to be who's actually qualified.
Yeah, well, we'll be coming on to that very shortly when we discuss a bit of table news. Now, one last event that I want to give a quick shout out for. It's the Rob Craig game. I'm going to scooch along because it's by our very good friend Mark Higson, who's an ex-Wild and currently plays for the Bradford Bulldogs. On April the 1st at Planet Ice Blackburn, they will be hosting the Rob Craig Memorial Game, where they will be raising money and awareness for mental health in the UK, as well as raising money for two charities, Mind and Calm. Details are out there on your social media outlets, so hopefully we'll be giving you a little bit more news. The doors open for that at 5 p.m. With warm-up at 5:15, and the show starts at 5:45. But hopefully we'll give you a little bit more information.
You've missed something that fans will want to have. Mark Hickson's sweaty game-worn shirt.
I think they'll all be available, but yeah, you'll be able to get game-worn shirts and the like. So we'll be trying to bring you a little bit more information just a little bit later on in the show. Now, we got coming up. Now, we missed it last week, but we will be doing this feature in a little bit, which is the You Make the Call, which is about discipline. And many moons ago, I've seen what we used to call the interference followed by a 10-minute misconduct, or AKA the Prince Charming penalty. The wonders of a bit of Prince Charming from Adam and the Ants, AKA the interference 10-minute misconduct penalty. And we mentioned just before we played that there is a game going on the 1st of April featuring our very good friend Mark Higson, who's joined us on the phone. Good evening, Mark.
Yes, good evening.
So we gave a little bit of the details, but let everyone know a bit more about this this game you're involved in.
Yeah, it's a charity game and memorial game. Trying to get my words out there. It's been held on the 1st of April at Blackburn Ice Arena, and it's looking to be a great event. There's going to be lots of prizes and a good atmosphere all round, so trying to get as many people as we can down to it to enjoy it.
And I'm looking at it's sort of what is it, the sort of Wire Seagulls logo I think I'm seeing, and the Blackburn Falcons logos. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct, yeah.
So bit of interference there. We're just trying to check out that, a bit more about any particular players or secrets you might have in store for everybody who's turning up.
No, there's no secret now. Obviously, there is going to be little events, what's going to be going on as well as the game, but they're going to be drip fed as the game approaches. The team list has already gone out. The Blackburn Hawks 1 team have been involved. They've got a couple of players which have been announced on the roster and coaching either side. So, like I say, the hockey family is coming together and showing solidarity for men's health awareness. So it's looking to be a fantastic event.
It is becoming very prominent in the news these days about mental health awareness and the likes, and particularly there's a lot of charities out there, and Mind and Calm are very important charities on this front, and I take it it's very close to everybody's heart.
Yeah, it's the same old saying, man up, and blokes are just seem to be not have any issues and just get on with it. But obviously, in this day and age, everyone needs someone to talk to, and no one should be left left alone. If they've got issues, everyone should be able to talk to one another, and sometimes it doesn't happen. So obviously, these things need to be made aware.
Yeah. What's the I noticed there's a logo 44/7. What's the significance of that?
Well, with it being a memorial game, Rob, who sadly took his life last year, that was his jersey numbers for both teams he played over there at Blackburn.
Yeah.
And obviously that was his shirt number, and that's why it's all hashtagged and being remembered.
Oh no, it's a fitting tribute to him. I know the Widnes Wild have a chaplain who she's been on the show, and some of the rugby clubs are now actually employing people to do the similar job. So is that something that's happening at Blackburn at the moment?
What, they're employing someone to remember?
No. They have a chaplain so players, if they have any problems, can go and actually talk to someone who doesn't have any axe to grind.
Sympathetic.
It's non-judgmental. It's just a sympathetic ear, and everything's in confidence. So instead of telling your mates you may not want to, you can tell someone it's going to be private and dealt with sympathetically.
Well, that's it, isn't it? The charities what we're promoting with this game is along that kind of avenue where if you have issues, you have got somebody there to talk to. You don't have to confide in your family, your friends. You don't have to go alone, as they say.
No.
There is always help there if you require it, and it is a touchy subject for certain people because they'll be happy on the outside, but behind them smiles, there's somebody who's requiring some kind of help.
Yeah. No.
And that's, like I say, it's showing popularity massively across the hockey community. There's the Blackburn Buccaneers, the Riverside Raiders, the Halton Huskies, Bradford Bulldogs, who I play for at this moment in time, are all coming together and helping in any way we can. I say, that goes across leagues, across the whole sector of ice hockey. If anything like that happens, we all club together because we realise it is a serious issue.
It is something we bang on week about the hockey family, and the hockey family are there for each other. People don't realise that the hockey is such a friendly sport in some ways, because what you see on the ice is unfriendly, but after the game's finished, everyone supports each other.
It is the ice hockey community and roller hockey community is so close, and players know, and it works out that from a very youngster, and you go through the junior system or you come through the rec system, you become to realise every player on every team. So as you're growing up, you play alongside some of these players that when you get to your senior career, you're playing against. So that's just the way it goes. But you never really lose touch with people who have played hockey. Friends come and go, but you always remember who you've played with in the past, and that's why I got my son involved in a team sport, because if you're involved in a team sport at a very young age, it brings all kinds of benefits for the future.
Yeah, I must agree. I mean, for myself, although I don't play, through my involvements with hockey, I've made an awful lot of good friends, both as players and coaches and fan friends. And you go to another rink, or you even bump into them in the zoo, which I did actually. And you realise just in passing how important it is. I mean, being part of something that's actually, you're involved in something that's bigger, but you're contributing no matter what you're doing, be it as a fan or as a player. So you know, it is, and as your hashtag says, you know, it's okay to talk, and that's very, very important. Anyway,
yeah, it's such a prominent issue in this day and age that it needs to be addressed. And obviously, if people need help, there's always somebody there to talk to, and that's what it's promoting. But on the positive side of it, there's going to be a great event what celebrates the chance that there is people there to talk to and listen to your problems and have a sympathetic ear. But along with that, there's going to be a good game of hockey,
and it's very reasonable. £3 for adults, £1 for kids. So you know, you're not doing anything that weekend.
Yeah, that's it. All proceeds from the door sales are going straight toward charities. The session itself was donated by Blackburn Hawks 1 side. They had a game, but that game had been cancelled, so they donated their slot. So that was very good of them. Myself and Budgie are joining the ranks, so of either squad. So it's looking to be a good event. I took it upon myself to raffle off my shirt. I didn't think it was going to gather as much pace and as much pennies as it has done so far. But yeah, that's just a little thing, and I'm sure some of the boys have got something else planned
How do people get hold of you? How do they buy the balls for your shirt?
So basically, I just decided to raffle off my shirt and do numbers 1 to 60, and people just contact me via Facebook. Just pick a number, I'd stick your name on the list, and on the evening of the game, in the second period, I was going to go Facebook Live through my Facebook and announce the winner from a rant. I was going to do it from a bucket of balls, but I don't think I'm going to manage to get over 100 balls together, so I'm going to do a random number through the phone, going Facebook Live. So it's just a little bit of fun, a little bit of humour, and obviously raising money for a well-worth charities.
So you're up to 100 now, then?
No, well, I'm hoping to hit 100. I'm being a bit I'm being a bit ambitious for that figure, but I didn't expect to get to 60. But that just shows that issues like that, it's to close to people's hearts, and it's not about winning a prize. It's more about just showing the support, and it's just £3 to show the support, and it's bringing everybody together. It's everyone just sticking their name, saying congratulations, yeah, we support it. So, and if they win a prize, they win a prize. So it just shows that people are aware of what's going on.
Well, thanks for coming on the air. We'll keep promoting it as the weeks go on, and we shall wish you well for the rest of the season for the Bulldogs. You've still got a couple of games to play.
Well, we've got one more game, and then we're done. We're hanging up the boots for the summer.
Well,
we've got D-side 2. Say again, sorry?
You need to come along to the playoffs.
Well, I don't know.
Choose your team to support.
When I say all hockey lads are that friendly, yeah. No, playoffs should be a good weekend. I hear Widnes are actually hosting it this year.
Yes.
Any playoffs is always a good hockey. Everyone always steps up the game for playoff hockey. So it's looking like it's going to be Sutton, Telford, Widnes, Hull in that playoff.
Yeah, that's what
position. So
we can possibly comment.
Yeah, well, Altrincham took a few defeats, and the positions are looking a bit shaky. I think they have to win 2.
No,
and then
I think it's a case of we've actually got a little predictor table, and depending upon the games that the Wild and the Tigers have against the Dragons and the Hawks 2 respectively, Altrincham can't qualify.
Oh right, well, are they out of the race? Well,
they're as good as out of the race now.
If you look at the table now, the season has ended via Blackburn and D-side 2, who came into the season as new teams, as a actual development squads. The rest of the table is very, very close. Coventry, Bradford, Sheffield, all these teams were holding at the bottom end of the table to the top of the teams at the top, Sutton winning the league. It's been a very, very close affair. From myself's point of view, when we played Sutton, we've pushed them really, really close, and we've let ourselves down with a few penalties in stupid parts of the game, which has cost us a few games throughout the season. But if we would have been a bit more disciplined in them games, we was potentially in the position for a playoff spot. So I'm pretty sure Brown's going to address that over the summer and come back, and hopefully the Bradford are going to be pushing for that playoff spot next year.
I don't see why they shouldn't after the performances this year. The table's been so tight, and it's been a really exciting season.
Well, like I say, even Hawks too came through on social media that they lost to Coventry 2-1. Now, coming to the back end of this season, and that development squad, which they've stuck to it, I was a bit dubious come the start of the season when they said they had to have only 3 players over the age of 25 and everybody else was under 25 player, that they've stuck to the guns and played them youngsters, and they're now showing towards the back end of the season to get results from certain teams. So I'll play to them. Hopefully next year they do the same. They keep developing their kids, which they've stuck to this year. And I don't know what's going on with these sides, because they've got some players what have actually stood up from the rec hockey and from the junior system where they haven't got the results that they've been looking for on an individual perspective. Some players have stood up to the plate and shown what they're worth. So, like I say, the summer side of it is always nice to have a step back and let the body rest up, and then let the whole social media talk about what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. And as soon as the start of the season comes around again, open to enjoy another season of hockey. So we've got one more game against D-Side 2, which we're looking to capitalise on from our good fortunes over at the weekend when we came back from 4-1 against Sheffield to win 5-4.
A good result.
Big result.
And we'll be looking to end the season on a high, going out for our career selves.
And a nice talking to you, Mark.
Yeah, it's been nice talking to you guys again. Hopefully see you through the summer months when the rec hockey's doing their games.
You too, you take care. Thanks for joining us.
Okay guys, ciao.
Bye. Right, a little bit of quickly into You Make the Call, because you didn't cover it last week. Where are we? Team Stripeys.
We'll do mantra.
We will do the mantra straight after this, but we've got a quick bit of Team Stripeys, because that was the first button I hit as the page loads up. And we quickly go through, because it was all about penalty shots. And the first one was, during a penalty shot, what side of the ice should the referee stand? And the answer quickly is preferably the goalie side. Sorry, the stick side.
Yes, the stick side. To take up the position nearest the player's stick to give a better view of the shot.
And the second question was, if a netminder leaves the crease before the shooter touches the puck on a penalty shot, what should the referee do?
Raise his arm as per delayed call and allow a shot to be taken. If shot is unsuccessful, a penalty shot retake will be done. So a warning to the netminder will be issued. And
there's a bit more to it, but the last question is, if the netminder repeats his action of leaving the crease before the shooter touches the puck on a penalty shot for a third time, what should the referee do?
The referee should allow the shot attempt and proceed and award a goal, even if it wasn't unsuccessful.
So there you go. And many thanks once again to everybody at the EIHA for their contributions to hashtag Team Stripeys, and you can check out all the details of them every week. Well, we haven't had any for a couple of weeks, so if there's any more between now and the end of the season, we will bring them to you.
It's been most enlightening, hasn't it?
Very enlightening, very educational.
This is the last one where you actually can get a penalty goal. It's interesting.
It is. Right. That's something very, very, very important now.
time to go Wild Radio. It is time to sit back and relax and enjoy Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
And tonight's mantra for Mike is Hull are a tough team to play, and they have taken points of each team this season, so we knew we were in for a battle. However, we played a smart game and stuck to Ollie's game plan, which worked. We took our chances and shut Hull down. Roll on next week's huge weekend.
Join us again next week for more wise words on Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
Right, just a couple of quick items of news that I found. Apparently the Milton Keynes Lightning have got a new head coach for next year. Former New Jersey Devil and Toronto Maple Leafs assistant coach Doug McKay will be taking over. British defenseman James Griffin will be will be remaining with the Lightning for the 2018-19 season. So congratulations.
You don't retire him early.
Where are we? 2 goals. I should have said this about last week, but yes, the Belfast Giants managed to secure the Challenge Cup against the Cardiff Devils last week. So yes, congratulations to the Belfast Giants. And a final quick item of news. We have the Widnes Wild have welcomed DMH Tyres Limited as a sponsor for the 2018-19 season. They have depots in Holywell, Wrexham and Widnes, and they already sponsor the Junior Academy and are keen to support both the junior and senior teams as well as the evolving community programme. So a big welcome to DMH Tyres. Well, it's been an absolutely fun-packed show tonight.
We've got one last thing that we've talked about earlier on. Bit of sad news that happened earlier on today.
Yes, very sad. Not hockey related, but very much in the hearts of the country.
It's the hearts of the country and Liverpool. The passing of Sir Ken Dodd. Yes. Anyone who's actually seen Ken Dodd on TV or live or listened to him on the radio will know what a great character he was and what a fantastic delivery style he had.
Yes.
I think as we get older, the problem is all the characters tend to dwindle away, and he was a character.
The only guy that we got told at the Empire, from what I gather, it's an urban myth, but it got that late, they were going to give him the keys and tell him to lock up because the show was going on that long. I don't think anyone minded.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
One of his best jokes was he said, my act is actually educational. I heard someone leaving say, that's taught me a lesson.
Yes, yeah. Amongst many other jokes, and it was just the delivery, absolutely remarkable delivery, and yeah, entertainer. You can definitely put a picture of him in the, you want to look up a definition of entertainer, and Ken Dodd is there. Right, a couple more quick shout-outs. We did say it earlier, but a big, big congratulations because 3 of the league titles were actually finalised at the weekend. So the Division 1 South title was won by the Basingstoke Bison. The Division 1 North title was won in a nail-biter sellout over in Hull by the Sheffield Steel Dogs in absolutely nail-biting fashion. And the Sutton Sting secured the D2 North title. So there is still the D2 South title, which there are a few clubs still in the reckoning for that one. If I quickly call up the table, there's the top 4 are Oxford, Solent, Chelmsford and the Bracknell Hornets. And so yeah, I think any of those 4 could potentially take that title the way things are looking.
It's
maybe
very close, isn't it?
Peterborough, but there's quite a few games still to play between them, so we will keep you posted. So 3 out of 4 titles have been decided, but
I mean, the Hornets have got 3 games in hand.
But the main talking point, quickly for the last few minutes, because we're almost out of time, is who is going to finally make it into the playoffs. Now, based on the Predictor League, quickly, assuming that the Tigers beat the Hawks D2 and the Wild beat or awarded points against the Dragons D2 team, that would leave the Tigers on 50 points, the Wild on 50 points, the Jets on 52 points, and the Aces maximum that they can obtain if they beat the Wild on Saturday and beat the Dragons D2 is 49 points. So that is effectively your top 5, the way things are finishing at the moment. So we shall see. We shall very much see, but it is looking very, very much like the playoffs this year will be the Telford Tigers, the Sutton Sting, the Hull Jets, and our very own Widnes Wild. So, not confirmed.
Not confirmed, but how much advantage will home ice be?
But either way, it's still a few games to play to the run out of the season. Be loud and proud for your team wherever you are, and be you having to travel. Come along, make noise, and get your boys through to the end of the season, because that's what counts in the end.
It does, and it's something we all look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're about out of time. I'll be back on Thursday night from 9 with Musical Mayhem, and we'll both back all being well this time next week for another Time to Go Wild with more news, views and interviews. So, Doug.
Good night, mate.
And
good
from
night,
me
everyone.
for another week, take care, look after yourselves, and good night.